Alright, what's going on, YouTube family? Today we're back in the studio about to do a quick unboxing slash non-unboxing on my brand new Lumix S9. Here's the box. Got it brand new. I got the blue one, as you can see by the label right there. And I am very excited about having this camera. As you guys know, I have the S5. I'm shooting on the S5 right now. I'm also using my blogging microphone that's actually going to go on my S9. I'm using it on the S5 right now, so you can see what that audio pretty much sounds like. But yeah, I'm very excited to get this. I sold my Canon M6 finally. It was hard to depart from that camera, but since my S5 is on the L mount and the S9 is on the L mount, I just went ahead and just switch. I wanted to buy the S9 when it first came out, but I ended up buying the S5 Mark II. But it's definitely worth getting. You know, I'm going to tell you that off the bat. Forget about what all those influencers and stuff said about the camera. The S9 is definitely an awesome camera to have. I'm going to get this box out of the way because I really don't need it because the camera's already out. I could not wait to get the camera out, so I already got it out of the box. But this is my blue S9. Very, very nice. And I'm going to start with saying this right here. And I heard a few bloggers say it. The camera, it's small, but it's heavy at the same time. It's small and heavy camera, you know, so don't just think that, oh, this is a super small camera. This is not really a super small camera. I don't even know why people claim it to be a super small camera. Another thing, and this is going to be my only gripe with Lumix, and the only thing I think that they need to do with a version 2 is the grip. Now, I went with the zero grip because I liked it better than the small rig grip, because the small grip is much smaller, and when you put a bigger long lens on here, the zero grip is definitely going to make it feel more comfortable to your hand, because you can easily hold that, you know, with this grip on it. Without the grip, no, the grip brings the camera to life. So if you get an S9, definitely get a grip, because it definitely brings the camera to life once you get that grip. And it instantly start making holding the camera using different lenses a lot better once you get that grip put on it. I also bought me a wrist strap. I really like this wrist strap here. I had a different version. It was too stiff, and then I found this one. This one here is not stiff, but it definitely makes for a good wrist strap for this camera, because like I said, this camera is weighty, and especially if you're not going to put a grip on it, you definitely want to get a wrist strap or a neck strap to go on the camera. And I also waited for the 18 to 40 to come out, so I did wait for that. I didn't want to buy the camera without that 18 to 40 lens, but like I said, once I put the grip on it, it really didn't matter no way once I got the grip put on it. So the 20 to 60 works well. The only lens I think I'm going to pick up is going to be the Sigma 16 to 28. And that's what it looks like with the 18 to 40 on there. I'm pretty sure y'all done seen it on other videos. I'm just showing you mine. That's what it looked like. This camera does have one card slot, which don't really matter. I've been using action cameras, 360 cameras, cell phones, tablets, the works with one SD card. And I have never had a problem with an SD card ever, you know. And I'm not going to say, well, if you do professional photography, you should get a camera that got 2 SD card slots. Well, you can do professional photography with this, professional video shoots with this, and you don't need the double card slot. You know what I'm saying? But if you feel like you need it, like I said, I do got a S5 Mark II, and it does have 2 card slots on it. And I don't even use it in redundant mode. All my photos and videos go to one SD card, and when it fill up, then it goes to the second SD card. That's how I pretty much run it. So, yeah. With that being said, I do have an extra SD card for this one here. So just in case this one, for some strange reason, do get damaged, I can just switch the card out. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But don't let people tell you that this camera is not high quality like the S5, because it is high quality like the S5. I see nothing wrong with the build quality. I think they went for a recess on these buttons. I think they kind of went recessed because they didn't put a grip on it, and they didn't want you to be accidentally hitting the buttons. But I do see why people say this little wheel thing down here, that they do hit that often or whatever like that. So I do see where you can make a mistake and hit that. But another thing that I probably would have did different, I wouldn't have made it to where this lens extend out. So the 18 to 40 is small, but it does extend out once you start trying to focus with it and stuff like that. It's going to extend out. So when you go from the 18 up to the 40, yeah, it's sticking out, and it only closes up small like that when you close it all up, but then you can't use it once you do that to it, you know. So it's pretty much over with. But that's what it looks like when it's not extended out, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm not gonna weigh this thing, you know. If you need to go to the gym and do some exercises, do that, but I'm not gonna really weigh this thing, tell you how much it weighs, because you can look online and find out how much the camera weighs. Also, I bought me a small tripod to go along with it. I really like this tripod. It's aluminum. It's pretty much a desktop tripod, and I added this Ulanzi ball onto the top of it, you know, so I can get my shots. I can even get the vertical. I mean the vertical by doing that with it, you know. But this made good because, you know, most of my stuff I do outside. I don't really do too much on the inside. And the only reason why I'm on the inside today is because it's been raining since Friday. So it's been pretty sucky in Georgia lately. The other thing I got too is my trusty PGY Tech Mantis Pod. This is not the Pro. This is the 2.0. I love this Mantis Pod. I have not used it in Mantis mode before. But for blogging, oh my gosh, this thing right here is dynamite. I really love this vlogging handle / tripod. And yeah, I know you're thinking probably, oh, why you get that? And you got, yeah, but this right here is good for, like, if I'm going to set the camera down and I'm not going to pick it up, you know. This right here is great for that. You know, you can use this for that too, but I prefer to use this when I'm vlogging and walking around and stuff, and I'm holding the camera. I prefer to use this. Also, I picked up me a UV filter. I also picked up a black mist, the 1.8. I'm starting with the 1.8, but I might go up to like the 1.4. And I also picked up a variable ND. So I got 3 filters to go with this camera. Because like I said, most of my stuff I do it outside. So I definitely need the ND filter and all that kind of stuff. I also need to pick me up a CPL filter too, but that's for a later date. So we're going to get back to this camera here. Let me show you something else too. I also got me a suction cup mount. I think I might end up getting a bigger one, the 6.5 inch version. This right here, I think it will pretty much hold the S9 really well, but I'm gonna probably get a bigger one so I can do those car shots and stuff like that. I'll pick up me one. They got the 6.5 on there, but I'm gonna try that one to just see how good, because I know it's gonna work with my Insta360 Ace and X4 and all that. So check out that video too. I got the action camera video coming up next, you know. And yes, we are getting back to the adventure stuff. I was going to Formula Drift this weekend in Atlanta, but it rained and stuff, and I was like, it's not even worth going when it's raining and stuff like that. And I wasn't finna go out there and get my gear wet, and I get wet and all that kind of stuff. I was like, you know, we're going to skip it this weekend, just pretty much do nothing. Because I actually made some of this video in the car, but it was so rainy, so gloomy, I just, like, forget that footage. I'm not going to even do anything with it, you know. But another great thing about the S9, you know, that you hear creators talking about, it's the Lumix app, the Lumix Lab app. That right there, that Lumix Lab app is totally amazing. I got it on my cell phone and I got it on my tablet. One of the crucial things, like, I'm one of those people who started with a cell phone and then I went to action cameras. And then I bought the Canon M6, and I also have the Canon V10. You know, both of those are really great cameras. I had no issues with the Canon app as far as transferring photos from the camera back to my cell phone and so with the Canon thing. But this Lumix Lab app, and the fact that you can take pictures with your camera and then the pictures automatically come to your phone, like automatically come to your phone. So you could be out there snapping photos and somebody else could literally be uploading the photos as you snap them to Instagram, Facebook. That right there is totally amazing. I can see myself when I'm at one of these festivals or whatever like that. I don't have to wait till I get home or anything like that. And another thing that the Lumix Lab app offers you is color grading. I never color graded anything. Never, ever color graded anything. And when I heard that the S9 had that feature, I do believe the S5 has it as well now with those updates that they made. I just haven't updated my S5 to get those newer updates. But because the last time I checked, my camera would not pair with the Lumix Lab, but it did pair with the Lumix, the Lumix Sync app. But now I'm hearing you don't even need the Lumix Sync app. You just need the Lumix Lab app. And like I said, it's now allowing me to get my feet wet with color grading, you know, which is a whole nother thing. So I'm definitely going to go down that rabbit hole of practicing and learning how to color grade my photos and my videos and stuff like that. You know, once I found a good LUT to actually use for my photos outdoors and stuff like that. So if you guys got a recommendation on any type of LUT that I can use for my outdoors adventure, landscape, and different things like that, let me know. Leave a comment below and let me know about it. Any apps you recommend? What else we got? But that thing right there, that Lumix Lab, I think everybody who primarily use a cell phone and they thinking about coming over to the mirrorless camera world, I mean, if you totally want to skip the action cameras and go straight to the full-size mirrorless cameras, man, I would definitely get the S9. Don't get me wrong, the M6 is great. If you find an M6 at a good deal, it's definitely great, especially if that's going to be your only camera. I only got the S9 because I have the S5 and the lenses are interchangeable with each other. But yeah, I'm that guy that's coming from a cell phone, that's getting into cameras and stuff like that. So this definitely fits me. This definitely fits me. For me, I guess because I'm active, I hike and all that kind of stuff, this camera, I would say it feels weighty, especially compared to the Canon M6. But I can still hold this camera all day long. It's not going to be a problem for me because the S5 is actually way heavier, you know, and it's bigger and bulkier than this camera right here is. So this right here is a perfect size and fit combination for me, even, you know, when I put it on my Mantis Pod. You know, it's great for me. The camera works great. Every function on it so far works great. The photos come out. And I've just been using it primarily in aperture priority mode. And I've been using it in the full automatic mode. And the photos come out great. I done did a lot of test photos. Even though I'm waiting for a nice sunny day so I can go and hit like a botanical gardens or something like that and take a lot of pictures. But so far I haven't really just had a good day where I can just take photos with the sunlight up and stuff like that. That's why my filters and stuff are still brand new, because I haven't had the need to really use them because it's been gloomy mostly. So I have just some test videos with it as well, and it comes out good. Even the onboard microphones actually works extremely well on the S9. That's not a problem either. Even when I took some videos outside, it actually picked up really well. And I saw a YouTuber who did a test. He had a audio recorder device. And he did a comparison with the audio recorder device and the S9. I can't even think of what that thing was called that he was using. But he did a comparison, and the S9 onboard microphones actually sounded better than that recorder thing that he was using. It sounded way better. So I'm like, whoa, you know. But I don't use mine recording without the microphone all the time. That is something that I will do. I am notorious for forgetting my external microphone, but today on the S5 I do have it on there. You know, it's no noise in here anyway, so it's not like it's gonna really pick up anything, you know, besides maybe some room echo or something like that. But I do have my mic on the camera right now, so yeah. And like I said, this Sure grip is definitely the preferred one that I would pick over the small rig. You know, if you got a small hand, maybe you want to get the small rig one. My hands is probably medium size, but you ain't dropping that camera with this grip right here on there at all. You know what I'm saying? And then I do got this because, like I said, the reason why I jumped and got this is because without this grip, this thing would definitely fall out your hands. It would definitely, hands down, fall out your hands if you don't put a grip on it. You know, so you're definitely going to need this, or you're going to need a neck strap, you know. The menus, of course, I can't really say too much about the menus because I do have the S5, so I am kind of used to the menus already, even though I am still learning. So I'm still a Lumix newbie, but I am definitely liking what Lumix put out. And one of the main reasons, you know, people ask me as a new person, why did I pick Lumix over all the rest? Actually, I didn't pick Lumix first. Let me tell you that. I picked Canon first. That was my go-to, was Canon. But I ran across a good deal on the M6. I jumped on it because everybody recommended the M6 as a newbie vlogging camera, you know. So I jumped on it. I jumped on the Canon V10. The Canon V10 is great. I love the Canon V10. And I actually never had an overheating problem with the Canon V10 or the Canon M6. But the cameras that I was looking at, the R7, the R8, and of course the R5 and R6, which I know they recently upgraded those cameras, but those cameras had overheating problems. I'm outside with my video stuff 90% of the time. Getting a camera that got an overheating problem was a no. A lot of people tell you about the Sony ZVs, but they don't tell you that the Sony ZVEs, or whatever you call them, they overheat. So I wasn't going to get those. And most people say, oh, you get one and you use it for talking head videos inside. No, I don't do talking head videos on the inside mainly. I mainly do my stuff on the outside. So I needed a camera that can be out there in the elements, outside in the heat, and I'm not going to have an overheating problem. And the camera that kept coming up was the Panasonic S5. It kept coming up, it kept coming up, it kept coming up. And so I was just like, let me just go and buy a Lumix S5. I'm just going to not guess around with the Sony and with the Canon. I'm just going to go straight and get the Lumix. Plus, all the video talk about the Lumix definitely sold me on the Lumix. And I see why. The Lumix is undeniable in the video game. So it is definitely a top-notch camera to get, you know what I'm saying, if you're going to do a lot of videos, you know. And this is going to be the same. It's going to be the same as having that S5 pretty much. It's going to do all the work that I needed to do, regardless of whether it's just vlogging or whether it's some semi-professional work, you know. But these two cameras together is going to be able to get the job done. And like I said, being able to take those photos and get on my phone and do it, because the iPhone, no matter how good people say the iPhone is one of the jankiest phones that you can have when it comes down to sharing and doing stuff with files. Especially, everybody you know is not going to have an Apple phone. You know what I'm saying? And you don't always want to have to go through Dropbox and Google Drive and all that other kind of stuff like that. Being able to get the photos to here via the Lumix Lab app, and then I can just instantly message other people that got Android and stuff like that. Just send them in a message or whatever like that, or send them an email to them quickly, is amazing. So now, really, with this camera and the Lumix Lab app, I really don't have a reason even to have a USB card reader or anything like that. I really don't have that reason. You know what I'm saying? The only time I need to pull this SD card out is when I make a large video with a larger format and I'm sticking that SD card straight into my computer. That's the only time I need to do that. I don't have that need to do it now with this right here, because if I'm recording it in that light format, I can record those videos and shoot them straight up. Straight up to TikTok, straight up to Instagram, straight up to Facebook, straight up to YouTube. I don't have to wait. Like I used to, if I wanted to do a short or something like that, I would pull out the iPhone get my ultimate selfie stick and boom, shoot the video and then upload it. Now I don't even have to do that. I can shoot my video, edit them in CapCut, put them, strip them, string them together. You know what I'm saying? And boom, there we go. Straight on that, straight onto Facebook, straight onto TikTok, straight onto YouTube. I can do all this stuff now. So this is a camera for content creators or people that are on the social media sites and stuff, so that they can get their videos and photos uploaded as quickly as possible using this camera and the Lumix Lab app. And I hope Lumix keep refining the way that Lumix Lab app works. And I don't know why other camera companies didn't come out with that as well, but that is definitely a killer feature of the S9 that people don't talk about. And then we're going to talk about the elephant in the room as far as this being a cold shoe. Okay? I'm going to show you how much that don't matter. This don't even have a shoe. It's zero shoe. And if I put this thing here in my phone case, guess what? The cold shoe that's on it is going to be cold. It's not going to be a hot shoe. It's going to be a cold shoe. You know what I'm saying? So for a person who's coming from a cell phone, telling them that this is a cold shoe is meaningless. It don't mean nothing. They don't even know what a hot shoe is. You know what I'm saying? They don't even understand that. You're going to need a flash. No, you don't need a flash. I actually bought one of the K&F lights that I can put on the camera. So if I am in a dimly lit location or wherever like that, I can just pop that light on top of here and take my photos, and there's no problem. Because when you try to take a photo in the dark, the camera tells you, add a flash. It says it. It just pops up on the screen, say add a flash or whatever like that. I put that light up there and try to take the same photo, and it don't say anything. Just snap the photo good. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really need to have a heart attack about this being a cold shoe. It is what it is. Panasonic knew what they was doing when they made the camera. It's all good. The other thing is going to be this thing only has a mic jack. That's going to be the other thing people are going to tell you. I'm going to tell you this right here. I have never seen a vlogger vlogging, right, with headphones on. Have you? I have never ever seen it. I have never seen a vlogger vlog with headphones on. Now, there might be a vlogger out there somewhere that's actually doing it. I have never seen it. Never ever seen it. Right now, I'm recording on my S5 camera, and the only thing I'm monitoring my audio with is the meters that I can see on the screen. That's how I'm monitoring. And if you a vlogger, you walking around out there, whatever, vlogging, handheld vlogging, whatever like that, you're not going to have headphones in. You just not. And on top of that, my Boya, Boya is not even a top level microphone company, but they're top level. They're not top level, but they are top level at the same time, because a lot of people love the Boya mics. I love the Boya mics. I gave my son a Boya mic, and the first thing he did was hit me back and say how great the Boya mic was. You know what I'm saying? So I use Boya mic, and guess what? On my Boya mic, the wireless mic system, it has a headphone jack. And from what I heard, even the DJI system and the Rode system has a headphone jack. Matter of fact, I always hear so-called professionals say that they wouldn't use the audio from the camera at all, period. So why are these so-called professionals telling everybody you need a headphone jack on your camera if they don't even use them themselves? It kind of don't make sense. Most of them use some type of recorder to record their voice, and then they sync it up with their video in post. So what are they having a heart attack about? I'm probably never going to use the headphone jack on my S5. I'm probably never going to use it. When I use the headphone jack, it's going to be on the wireless mic system. And that'll be only when I'm actually filming somebody else. Not when I'm filming myself. It's going to be when I'm filming somebody else. So don't let people tell you these things and discourage you about buying this camera. This camera is an excellent camera. The team over there at Lumix, they did make this camera well. Don't let anybody make you feel like, ooh, if I buy that camera, I'm going to get a piece of junk. No, you're going to get a great camera with all the Lumix technology in it. It's going to be a great camera for you, period, you know. Like I said, if we want to talk about a flaw, not putting a grip on here is the only flaw that they made. And I'm saying that because of the weight of the camera, the size of the camera, and the size of the lens. This camera needed a grip. And if you're making camera, to me, for the new generation of people out there that's coming from cell phones, you want to make the what you call that, the design of it to be as friendly as possible. This camera got, I would say in my opinion, too much weight to be flat. That's why as soon as you put a grip on it, regardless whether it's a small rig or this one, I think there's a couple more companies out there that got a grip. Once you put these grips on it, the camera's like, boom, it's my camera now. This is my camera now because I put this grip on there and it ain't going nowhere. Even without the wrist strap being on there, the camera is not going nowhere. I'm not going to hit any buttons. I can snap my photo. I can take my verticals. I can do all of that once I put the grip on there. With the buttons on the top and everything else, if you don't have a grip and you're going to be trying to hold it awkwardly without the grip. And as soon as you stop thinking about it, boom, there it goes. It's gone. You know what I'm saying? It's going to drop. Because that's just how a flat camera made. And I know it seemed like they kind of wanted to go retro with the camera. And they wanted to be retro and modern at the same time. I would have let the retro vibes go. And just made it more modern. You know, more of that professional grip, like adding this serial grip to it, making it more professional like that. The camera feels much better in your hands when you got it like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially as you put a bigger lens on it. It definitely makes the difference in the camera having the grip. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And, of course, it gives you the Arco Swiss plate at the bottom so you can easily put it on your tripod and stuff like that. So, that's real nice, too. This one here, I still get full access to the battery door and SD card. It's not blocking anything. Another thing I like about it, they did put a mounting point down here. So if you wanted to, you could not put the strap here. You can actually put it down here on the base and hold it like that. Which I might switch mine and do it like that too, so that this right here is not up here in the way. It'll be down there. You know what I'm saying? And it also gives you a cold shoe as well. So you can actually mount your camera down here, or you can mount your wireless microphone system down below right there on that cold shoe. What else this camera got, you know? Other than that, I think that's going to be about it for me. We need to get outside, like I said, and take some photos with the camera and some good sunlight and stuff like that. I need to experiment more with the Lumix LUTs and the Lumix Lab app. I need to experiment more with that. Right now, like I said, I'm still loving it. So I'm going to do some more testing on that right there. So I done had this camera for about a week now, and it's definitely the bone. I would say definitely if you got your mind set on buying one of these, I would definitely go and get it. Don't worry about it having a cold shoe. Don't worry about it not having a microphone. And the other thing, I almost forgot about it, the rolling shutter. I was going to test the rolling shutter out on this camera at Formula Drift just to see how bad it is or whatever like that. But normally I don't move when I take a photo. And I'm not sure exactly what all would cause the rolling shutter to happen. If you're moving like this, or if you're sitting still like this and just taking a photo, is you gonna get the rolling shutter? I'm assuming they're talking about you're moving the camera like this, and that's what gives you the rolling shutter. But I don't normally take photos moving, you know. But I'm not an action sports photographer either, so I don't normally do that. Normally, my camera is going to be sitting stationary when I take my shots. I'm not going to be fanning it back and forth and stuff like that. So, the rolling shutter issue may not even be a problem for me. I would actually have to check it too, like when I'm on a kayak or a ferry or something like that, to see if that rolling shutter is going to affect it then. Because, like I said, I'm more of a video person, not a photographer type person, you know, but we're going to become a photographer type person, you know, fooling around with this Lumix S9. We're going to become a photographer type person, you know what I'm saying? So I'll be able to, the good thing about it, I can compare it between my S5 Mark II and the S9. I can see what the deal is on this rolling shutter thing. So I can't make too many comments about the rolling shutter now. I just got to take the word of people who say you're going to have it because it doesn't have a mechanical shutter. But I got an S5 Mark II, so it don't really matter. I can always switch out cameras if I notice the so-called rolling shutter issue and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I can always switch it out. So really, I'm going to experiment with that, and I'll get back with y'all on that. So I probably, after I don't use this camera for about a month or so, I will make another video about it. But right now, we're just going to go out and we're going to enjoy using the S9. There it is in my hand, guys. Check it out. That's the S9. Great camera, nice fit. Make sure you get your wrist strap, especially if you don't get a grip. You know, pick up your PGY Tech Mantis Pod. They are great. Great to have. I also got my cap lock went up here too, because I'm about to go use that now in a minute, because we got some more equipment we got to test out. You know, some more suction cup mounts and stuff like that we need to test out too. So we're going to give those a quick test. But yeah, guys, this is right here is cool. You know what I'm saying? So definitely go out and get yourself a Panasonic Lumix S5. I'm not sponsored, by the way, by Panasonic, but maybe one day I will get sponsored by Panasonic. But right now I'm not. So we're going to make some good content and everything with this S9. And hopefully we do get that sponsorship from Panasonic. So Panasonic, if you're listening to this video, hook your boy up. You know what I'm saying? Hook your boy up. I need that 16 to 35 from you guys, or maybe the 24 to 70. I don't know which one, but one of those cameras I do need from you guys. So let's make something happen. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be it, guys, for this video. Since we inside, there's really not much to do on the inside but run our mouths and talk. So we're gonna bring this video to the end because I don't want to make it super duper long. We just trying to get the point across that the S9, if definitely worth getting. And if Lumix planning on making Mark II, definitely add the grip onto it. Yeah, so we don't have to add the grip to it. You know, I don't mind, but I would definitely like this camera if I didn't have to add the grip to it. And that's going to be it. EJ Adventure X out. Peace. Alright, guys, I forgot to do this. Let me show you. This is where I got my S9 from. This is going to be Sweetwater. They're located in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Go when you're hungry because they do have a restaurant inside. You definitely want to get you something to eat. My sales guy got me this, so I'd like to say a big thanks to my sales guy over there at Sweetwater. He gave me a free shirt. That right there was pretty awesome. And he also gave me some candy as well. You know what I'm saying? So that was pretty cool. And I also wanted to show you guys my K&F bag. This is my small compact bag. It also got the connection on the back so you can put it on your travel luggage, you know. It got a little pocket in the bag. And I pretty much can get my S5 in here, my filters, my lenses, my blogging handle, and my mic, all in this little small side bag. You know, I really pretty much like this one. I wouldn't really call this a sling, but I guess that's what it's kind of like, a sling, but I wouldn't really call it a sling. I'm just going to call it a camera bag, you know. It also has these loops on the bottom down here too, where you can use these for tripod, you know what I'm saying. I probably just use it for my blogging handle. Yeah, just put it right down there at the bottom down there. And they got another thing up front here where I keep my memory cards and stuff in. So, yeah, there it is. So when I'm walking around, taking street photos or whatever, videos or whatever, I can just take this little small bag with me, you know. It gives me another bag to have, but, hey, who can go without bags? That's going to be it. I promise you. Bye.